exploring a common but important question. Is it better to build small habits slowly or make a big change all at once? To bring this topic to life, we'll listen in on a real conversation between two friends, Emily and Jake, who see things very differently. It's a cozy Saturday evening. A group of friends has gathered at Sarah's house for a small get-together. There's soft music playing, snacks on the table, and a warm, relaxed atmosphere. Some guests are playing games in the living room, others chatting in the kitchen. In a quieter corner of the house, Emily and Jake sit with their drinks, catching up after not seeing each other for a while. As they talk about their goals and how they've been trying to improve their lives lately, their conversation naturally turns into a thoughtful and spirited debate. Let's take a closer listen.
Emily, wow, it's been forever. How have you been?
Jake, oh my gosh, it has been a while. I think the last time we saw each other was Adam's birthday party?
That's right, over a year ago. Time flies. You look great, still glowing with that calm energy of yours.
Thanks. I try to keep the stress away. How about you? Still full of energy and big ideas?
Always. Actually, I've been working on a huge life reset recently. I've made some major changes. No more staying up late. I started running every day, cut out junk food. All in, baby.
Wow, that sounds intense. I've been going the opposite way, just adding tiny habits here and there, taking it slow.
Really? That's interesting. I've always thought slow changes just drag things out. I like going big or going home.
Well, I used to think that too until I realized how often I burned out. Now I believe small steps lead to lasting results.
You know, Em, lately I've been thinking a lot about how to turn my life around. Work's been stressful, I've been eating junk, skipping the gym, just not feeling like myself. So last month, I decided to change everything at once, cold turkey. No sugar, no staying up late, and I started waking up at 5 a.m. to run.
Wow, that's a big move. All at once?
Yeah, I figured if I wait and try to change slowly, I'll just keep making excuses. Sometimes you need to shock your system, like a clean break. And honestly, it's been hard, but I feel more alive than I have in months.
That's really brave. But for me, I think small steps are more realistic. I used to be like that, trying to flip my entire routine overnight, but it never lasted. I'd get burned out after a week or two. Now I try to focus on one small habit at a time, like drinking more water or walking 15 minutes a day. Once that feels normal, I add something new.
But doesn't that take forever? I mean, how do you stay motivated when the progress is so slow?
It's not about speed, it's about staying consistent. When something becomes part of your routine, you don't need willpower anymore. It just happens naturally. And the best part is, I don't feel stressed about it. It's not a huge pressure.
I get that. But for me, making a big change feels more powerful. It's like drawing a line in the sand. You say, this is the new me, and you commit. No turning back.
That sounds exciting, but also risky. What if life gets busy or something unexpected happens? Don't you worry about falling off track?
Sure, it's a risk. But sometimes taking a big leap forces you to grow faster. You discover what you're really capable of.
And I'd say building slowly helps you grow steadily. It's less dramatic, but it's stable.
Let's be honest. Most people say they'll change, but never really do. That's why I think big change is better. It gives you a rush of motivation, like, this is it, I'm all in. That energy pushes you through the first few tough days.
I get that, but motivation doesn't last. It's like a wave. It comes and goes. What matters is discipline. And discipline is easier when you're not overwhelmed. That's why I like small habits. You start tiny, so it doesn't feel hard, and over time, it builds momentum.
But small steps can feel boring, like you're not making real progress.
Not if you track your habits. I use a habit tracker, and seeing the small wins gives me satisfaction. 1 glass of water today, 5 minutes of stretching tomorrow. It adds up.
Okay, but what about results? If I change everything at once, I see big results fast. I dropped 5 pounds in 2 weeks. I sleep better, and people notice.
That's great, but will it last? Sometimes when we push too fast, we crash. I've done that. Lost weight quickly, then gained it all back. When I go slow, the progress is steady, and I'm not constantly starting over.
I see your point, but the fast progress helps me stay motivated. If I see results, I want to keep going.
And for me, slow progress helps me avoid burnout. I celebrate consistency more than speed.
What do you do when life gets in the way, like travel, stress, bad days?
That's the beauty of small habits. They're flexible. Even when I'm tired, I can still do something tiny, like drink a glass of water or take 10 deep breaths. I don't feel like I failed.
I'll admit, when I have a bad day, my big plan often falls apart. One bad day leads to skipping everything.
Exactly. Big changes are hard to maintain when life isn't perfect. Small habits survive chaos better.
That makes sense. I guess I never thought about building a system that works on your worst days, not just your best.
Let's talk about examples. Say someone wants to eat healthier. I say, throw out the junk, stock the fridge with clean food, and go for it.
I'd say start with one habit, maybe swap soda for water, do that for a week, then add veggies to one meal a day, step by step.
But won't they lose interest? It sounds too slow. Actually, it builds confidence. Each small success proves, I can do this, and it becomes part of who they are. No stress, no guilt.
I respect that. I guess my method works better when someone is really fed up and wants immediate change.
And mine works better for people who struggle to stay consistent. It's not about quick fixes, it's about long-term identity. Let me tell you a story. A couple of years ago, I wanted to start running. I used to think, okay, tomorrow I will wake up early and run 3 kilometers. And I tried, but after 2 days, I was sore, tired, and gave up.
Classic mistake. I've done that too.
Exactly. So last year, I tried a new approach. I told myself, just put on your running shoes and step outside. That's it. No pressure to run. The first week, I only walked around the block. Then I added 30 seconds of jogging. Slowly, over 2 months, I could run 20 minutes without stopping.
That's actually smart. You built the habit from the ground up.
And I've kept it ever since, because it became part of my day. No stress, no big goal to chase, just small wins that added up.
You know, that reminds me of something too. 4 years ago, I quit smoking. I tried cutting down slowly using patches, gum. Nothing worked. Then one day, I just threw the cigarettes away. Cold turkey. I told myself, I'm done.
And it worked?
Yes. The first week was hell, but I was so committed that I didn't give myself a choice. I avoided smokers, drank tons of water, chewed gum. I completely changed my environment. After 2 weeks, I was free, and I've never smoked again.
Wow, that's really powerful. So a big change really worked for you in that case.
It did, because I was emotionally ready. I think that's key. When the desire to change is strong enough, a big leap can be the right move.
But what if you weren't ready? Wouldn't that kind of pressure make you fail?
Maybe. That's the risk. But sometimes the pressure makes you stronger. It forces you to rise up.
And sometimes it breaks you. That's why I prefer building slowly. Less risk of crashing.
True. I guess it depends on the person and the situation.
You know the book Atomic Habits by James Clear? He talks a lot about how small changes create big results. His idea is simple. If you get just 1% better every day, it adds up. After a year, you're not a little better, you're 37 times better.
Yeah, I've heard of that book, The 1% Rule, right?
Exactly. It's about systems, not goals. Instead of saying, I want to lose 10 kilos, you build a system where eating healthy and walking become natural. And over time, results come without forcing it.
That makes sense. But I also read about something called the fresh start effect. It says people are more likely to make big changes after a big event, like New Year's, birthdays, or even moving to a new place. That's when people feel ready to become a new version of themselves.
True, big moments do help, but many people still fail with New Year's resolutions, right? Studies show about 80% of them don't last past February. People get excited, but they can't keep it up because the habits are too extreme.
Unless they change everything around them. That's why I believe in changing the environment too. There's research from Stanford that shows environment matters more than motivation. If you remove temptations and create a space for success, big change is possible.
I agree that environment matters, but whether you're making big or small changes, your system has to be easy and repeatable. If it's too hard, you'll quit. That's why small steps are safer. They fit into real life.
Maybe, but sometimes we wait too long, thinking we'll build slowly and never actually change. I think some people need that big push to break old habits, like a reset button.
And some need a slow shift to feel safe and stay committed. I guess we all work differently.
Yeah, and both approaches have logic behind them. Maybe the real key is choosing what fits your personality and lifestyle.
Sometimes I think the biggest problem isn't the habit itself, but how we feel about changing. People carry so much shame when they fail, especially if they try to change everything at once and fall short.
That's true. I remember feeling like a loser when I couldn't stick to my plan. It felt like I let myself down.
Exactly. That's why I prefer gentle progress. It's kinder to yourself. You don't feel like a failure if you miss one day. You just keep going the next.
But don't you think a little pressure is good? Sometimes being too soft on yourself becomes an excuse.
Sure, a little pressure can help, but too much can break someone, especially if they already struggle with self-doubt. I've had friends who tried to change everything all at once because they felt not good enough, and when they couldn't keep up, it crushed their confidence even more.
That's really sad. I've seen that too. Especially with social media. Everyone's showing their perfect transformation stories. It makes people feel like they have to change fast or they're failing.
Exactly. And no one shows the messy middle, the part where they fall off and start again. That's why I talk a lot about progress, not perfection. Changing slowly allows people to be human.
You make a good point. I guess big change works better when it comes from excitement and clarity, not from guilt or pressure.
Yes! When change is driven by self-love, not self-judgment, it's so much more powerful and lasting.
I think we don't talk enough about emotions in self-improvement. It's not just planning and action, it's about mindset, confidence, and feeling worthy of change.
Absolutely. That's why I believe in building habits with care. We need more kindness, not more hustle.
Maybe we need a mix, fire and softness, a push to begin and grace to continue.
I like that. Fire and softness. That might be the perfect balance.
You know, Em, I really appreciate this talk. I came in thinking my way was the only way, but now I see why small steps work for a lot of people.
Same here, Jake. I always believed slow and steady was the best, but I understand now how powerful a big, bold move can be, especially when someone's really ready.
I think the key is knowing yourself. Are you the kind of person who needs structure and small wins, or do you need a strong break and a clean start?
Exactly. And it's okay to try both. I've seen people start small and then build up to bigger changes. Others jump in and then adjust as they go.
Maybe it's not about one being better than the other, but about what works for you at a certain time in life.
Yes. And no matter the method, what matters most is that you're trying to grow, that you're moving forward, even if slowly.
And that you forgive yourself when you fall off track. Everyone slips. It's part of the journey.
Absolutely. Progress isn't a straight line. It's okay to pause, to adjust, to restart.
Well said. So, whether it's baby steps or big leaps, we're all just trying to become better versions of ourselves.
One day at a time.
To growth in any form.